I feel like today people are predisposed. You're either a hippie or a fascist. 5 years ago, I would have never imagined the political mentality I see today. Most people are moderates, so I have to ask, where have you people gone? You cannot tell me that the average person has shifted either to the far left or the far right. Do you not see the consequences of what is happening because you are not voting or at least taking part in anything? Never before have I seen people become so divided over something political. Now, let me address the elephants in the room. I'll start with the one that everyone has a problem with. Liberals, do you not see what you're doing? You are censoring and denouncing anything that does not follow your views. Not to mention that your only arguments are calling people racist, sexist, or homophobic. Look, you're not going to win debates by insulting people. With that attitude, you're just ordering them to behave and think a certain way. Liberalism is about giving more freedom to the people, but your methods are not doing that. You are becoming totalitarian, which is the exact opposite of liberalism, and basically saying, share our views or you'll be given this label. I mean, it's become so bad that you're the ones who are becoming racist.
Hey, fellow white guys.
It's about to be a new year.
And there's a few things we think you could do a little bit better in 2017.
First off, try to recognize that America was never great for anyone who wasn't a white guy.
Can we all just agree that Black Lives Matter isn't the opposite of All Lives Matter? Black lives just matter. There's no need to overcomplicate it.
Also, Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing.
Cops weren't born with blue skin, right? I mean, yeah, they weren't born blue.
Stop bragging about being woke. Stop saying woke.
Learn what mansplaining is, and then stop doing it.
Oh, and if you're a judge, don't prioritize the well-being of an Ivy League athlete over the woman he assaulted.
We all love Beyonce. And yeah, she's black, so of course she cares about black issues. I'm talking to you, Fox News.
Feel free to take Kanye West, though. You guys can have him.
You know what you did, Kanye.
Nobody who has black friends says that they have black friends.
And just because you have black friends doesn't mean you're not racist. You can be racist with black friends.
Look, guys, we know nobody's perfect.
But honestly, you could do a little better in 2017.
Some of you guys do a great job. Some of you don't.
Please, because 2016 is bad. 2017 can't be worse than this, all right? Because this is bad.
And sexist.
How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump? Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies?
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours.
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female lead?
Why are you surprised when women are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date?
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
Why would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle of making a point during a meeting?
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs. It's so bad to show your emotions.
It means you're human.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity to me?
Why the isn't it ladylike to cuss? When did words get gendered?
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
Why do you assume a woman's angry because she's on her period?
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size. Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
Do you have a coochie?
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
What world does 77 cents equal $1?
In what world does 68 cents equal $1?
How is that fair?
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome. More money.
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
Why aren't you speaking up when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
Why are you so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
I just want you to know, I am racist. I mean, if it was up to me, Western countries would have so strict immigration policies to third world countries that even if people from these continents even succeeded to come to our nations, they wouldn't stay long. I'm also homophobic. I would ban same-sex civil unions, let alone gay marriage.
Triggered.
Not only that, but far-left activists believe that there is no such thing as too much freedom. There is. When people have too much freedom, they are free to take from others, yet you still hold on to it. You even become more violent over it.
Literally walking up and down the street, breaking every window they see. There he goes again. These mass protesters are destroying anything they see.
The student and her parents tell me they are shocked that something like this could happen. She says all of her friends were posting their feelings and their thoughts on election night, but it looks like her post got her beat up. Cell phone video captures the moment a female student attacks sophomore Jade Armenio.
This girl comes up to me and she said, "Do you hate Mexicans?" And I was like, "No." And she said, "You support Trump, you hate Mexicans."
Jade says the girl hit her, threw her to the ground, and pulled out her earrings and her hair. She was left with a bloody nose and scratches and bruises. Before the results came in on election night, Jade had posted on Instagram that she hoped Trump would win.
Now, so you populists have something to laugh about, let me point out your idiocracy. You people are willing to choose isolationism and self-destruction for problems that can be solved by the center. For example, many populists will ask, "What is it extreme to protect your own borders? You have the right to that, but you don't need to go extreme to have sufficient control."
Austria's coalition government has vowed to ban Muslim face-covering veils. They're part of a package of policies agreed after 5 days of talks between the centrist Social Democratic Party and its junior ruling partner, the Conservative People's Party. Austria's Chancellor Christian Kern said, "We have accepted the ban on full Muslim face veils. It's a deal which was not easy for us. There are pros and cons, but it is necessary for a coalition government to agree on a course of action."
Notwendig, sich zu Vorgehensweisen zu finden.
On the other hand, Austria's Conservative Foreign Minister, Sebastian Kurz, took to social media expressing his satisfaction with the so-called burqa ban. These symbols of the counter-society, like the veils or even where the Quran is distributed by Salafists, these will be banned.
Oh, and since we're on the topic of Austria, I just forgot to mention back in December, I'm glad that Hofer lost. You see, centrists and moderates can do the same thing without destroying themselves. I already explained that I don't want non-Western people in Western countries. I get that. I understand that. But here is one thing that just completely baffles me that I just don't know. Why do you want to turn away people from other Western countries? I mean, they're just like you. They're white, they're Judeo-Christian, they're just like you. They'll easily adapt into someone else's culture, since our cultures are all pretty similar. I mean, my parents were Croatian immigrants to Canada. I grew up Canadian. I consider myself Canadian. I don't accept Croatian culture. Has Canada lost anything? No, it hasn't. Besides, since life in other Western countries is good, you won't have such a large amount of immigrants entering your country. I mean, it's like you people want to be isolationist. And do you know who else is isolationist?
광명성 3호 2호기 위성 발사 성공.
Nationalism is a cancer to the society. It's been the leading cause of war for centuries. You can be patriotic without being nationalist. I mean, and that's what countries like North Korea are based on. And this is also what we are becoming. Now, I also have one question for populists. Why are you so brainwashed to your favorite politicians? And similar to liberals, you denounce anyone who even slightly disagrees with you.
But no matter how weird you think you are, just remember, at least you don't talk out of your arse. Unless your name is Donald Trump.
Oh, look, unsubscribed. Ooh, you're nothing but a liberal. I'm unsubscribed. I lost respect for you. Unsub, dislike. What the fuck at all? You literally believe everything they say. Listen, these people don't give a fuck about you. They're just using the situation to get into power. It's an old age tactic. You make the people feel miserable, and then they eventually start voting for something crazy. Hitler and Mussolini, they used the same tactics. Now, the bottom line is extremism never works. Liberalism doesn't. I mean, it's gotten us into the shitstorm we are right now, but neither does populism. As we've seen in the 1930s, things do not work out well when you have a lot of nationalism. It just doesn't. If you want to have real stability, you need to have the best from both sides. And that's where I believe that centrism does come in indeed.
I didn't leave the Republican Party, it left me. And then I thought about the fact that poll after poll has shown that a vast number of Americans want something much more in the middle, much more centrist than we get right now. So I thought, well, what about an party, a moderate majority party? The party would reverse this mindless business of sequester. We're cutting where we shouldn't be cutting, things that other countries are spending more money on, like research and infrastructure and education. The party would work hard to both simplify the tax code and get rid of a lot of the loopholes that are in it now. It's not just that it makes it complicated, but because better off people benefit more from the loopholes than lower income people, getting rid of some of them would somewhat reduce the income inequality that is growing in this country at the moment.